Exchange, coming to you from the JSE. CNBC Africa unveiled these brand new studios at the JSE yesterday. So let's have a look back at how that launch unfolded with Alex Leibner.
It's just after 6 a.m. on the 15th of May 2014, and right here behind me, it's history in the making. At the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, CNBC Africa is launching its studio, which is not a big milestone just for CNBC Africa, but it's a big milestone in the history of television, as CNBC Africa becomes the first broadcaster to have a physical studio at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, broadcasting to the rest of the continent. There's a sense of nervousness and excitement as the JSE kicks into full swing this morning. The last engineers and transmission technicians are busy working on ensuring that the connections and everything is working perfectly for this morning's first broadcast, right up there in the studio and in the gallery. Down here, a breakfast is being prepared for the launch of CNBC Africa's new studios at the JSE for VIPs, key stakeholders, media and staff of Africa Business News. There's a hustle, a bustle, a last-minute push to make sure that everything is perfect for this morning. Eight o'clock, and it's the moment of truth. At this point, the director's countdown is sacrosanct.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and cue.
And time to officially open the CNBC Africa studios. This will happen with a ribbon cutting by Vice Chairman and co-founder of CNBC Africa, Mr. Rakesh Wahi, and he's joined by Chief Executive Officer of the JSE, Ms. Nikki Newton-King.
Good morning and a warm welcome to the first open exchange broadcast from the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. I'm Nozipho Mbanjwa.
And I'm David Williams. Well, Nozipho, it's fantastic to be here. The first broadcast from the JSE by a big network. The leading stock exchange in Africa and one of the leading exchanges in the world, and we like to think the leading broadcaster in Africa and the world.
It's tremendously exciting that we go live with CNBC Africa because of the station's huge African footprint and the opportunity to use South Africa as a platform and to then link live to Nigeria, to Kenya and elsewhere, and then to broadcast those sound bites globally. It really is a positioning opportunity for the country that I think we need to recognize for the real value that it has, and for the immense work that Rakesh and Bronwyn and the team have done to make that a reality.
This journey has been going on for many years. But the last 6 months have been very critical, and getting to this point, we've been all smiles since yesterday, but I know the hard work that's gone in to actually get to where we are. And last night when people left from the studio, all of you're looking tired, and what I was going to say is that the journey's just started.
There's a host of CEOs lined up throughout the day that'll be interviewed by CNBC Africa, and they'll be joining us in the festivities today. But first, Rakesh Wahi will be asked to open the markets for the very first time here at the JSE, another first today.
Having the CNBC broadcasting live from the JSE and the crossovers that are happening to the other countries and the live information, to me is a perfect example of how Africa is becoming more integrated into these three main global trends that we see happening.
For us, seeing the studio here, it's nice and central for us. It's obviously always a mission to get in over the traffic, but other than that, I think it's an exciting move for you and right in the hub of things.
I think it's a momentous occasion for CNBC Africa, simply because we're in the commercial hub on the continent, and it's only appropriate that as we're on the commercial hub on the continent that we're actually broadcasting live from the Johannesburg Stock Exchange.
I think it's great. I mean, it's a global trend. I think it's funky. You're in the heart of where the action is. The JSE is obviously the heartland of the financial markets in South Africa, so you're in the right area.
Okay, I think it's fantastic that CNBC is broadcasting right here from the JSE, the largest exchange in Africa. and broadcasting live throughout the sub-Saharan African region. Great job.
I want to congratulate CNBC on what they've achieved. I think it's a wonderful service. Congratulations on your growth. Congratulations on what you've achieved. And I really hope it's going to work out well for you here.
Well, that brings to an end the first part of an all-day launch of CNBC Africa, locating its studios at the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. This is the beginning of connecting Africa's stock exchanges and bringing African business content to the rest of the continent and the globe.